We're talking about the PlayStation superdrop coming at us this October. Let's get into it. Alright, if you missed the first video, that one was covering the Secret Scare superdrop. That one is coming out on the 13th. This one is coming out on the 27th. I've left a link in the description, so if you want to check that one out, please do. But now, let's talk about the cards that are in the PlayStation Secret Lair. Obviously, it's all outside IP. We're talking The Last of Us, Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War. All those franchises are coming at us, and they're going to feature a couple mechanically unique cards, as well as some reprints along the way in the Godzilla treatment. So we're going to kick things off with The Last of Us Part 1. This one's got 2 feature cards in it that are mechanically unique. We've got Ellie Brickmaster, who's 1 in a red. She's a legendary human survivor and has, whenever a player attacks one of your opponents, that attacking player creates a tap 1/1 black fungus zombie creature named Cordyceps Infected that's also attacking that opponent. It has partner survivors, and you can have 2 commanders that have that ability. Next up is Joel, Resolute Survivor. This costs 3, a black and a green, and is also a legendary human survivor. Has Menace, and whenever a creature token dies, put a 1/1 counter on him and draw a card. This ability only triggers once a turn. So he can obviously pair with Ellie, and as we're going to see, there is another Last of Us Secret Lair that you can also pair him with. First up, we've got Cabal Ritual, or Cordyceps Excision. It's a $25 card in the foil, scarcity foil, because it's only $12 in the non-foil. Seen 2 reprints before this, last saw this just over a year ago, ranked 535 on EDHREC. Next, we've got Haunted One. It's a $6, $7 card in the foil and the non-foil. Seen just 1 reprint before this around 3.5 years ago, and it's ranked 4140 on EDHREC. Final card in this layer is just a Cordyceps Infected token. It's a brand new token, but it's for use with the layer. It is what it is, technically not a real card, so this is a 4-card layer. Notably, for every single layer here, Sony is going to be taxing us an extra $10, so keep that in mind as we look at these prices. Singles for Last of Us Part 1 in the non-foil are going for around $20, while the foils are going for around $31. Keep in mind that is just Cabal Ritual and Haunted One, as we don't really have a price for Ellie or Joel. Half the layer comes up to about $20. We need Joel and Ellie to be around $20 combined as well to break even. Looking at the rating, and since we don't have prices for them, we will set them to 0. We've got a 2 in the non-foil and actually a 3 in the financial. For some reason, the Haunted One non-foil is slightly more expensive than the foil. Playability is a 4. Nothing too crazy here, but the decks that want them definitely do. It remains to be seen how good Joel and Ellie are, but they seem to have semi-decent abilities. Total score for this layer is a 3.3 in the non-foil and a 3.2 in the foil. This layer is getting a half a point boost for being outside IP, and is also getting another half point boost for being mechanically unique, although it is losing half a point because it's only 4 cards technically, and the foil is actually losing another half a point because of the scarcity foil on Cabal Ritual. On to the next layer, The Last of Us Part 2, and up first is Abby, Merciless Soldier. She's 1, a red and a green for human survivors. Notably, these will have partner survivors, so you can pair them up with anyone from The Last of Us Part 1 Secret Lair as well. When you cast this spell, create a number of 1/1 black fungus zombie creature tokens named Cordyceps Infected equal to the number of mana spent to cast it. Abby enters under the control of an opponent of your choice. Looks like you want to be building up a large army of fungus creatures based on the amount of mana that you're going to be spending here, but the downside is you do have to give Abby to someone else, and if you played the game, you know how much of a bummer that's going to be for everyone. Next card on the list is Ellie, Vengeful Hunter. Obviously pairs pretty well with Abby here. As you can see, you can pay 2 life, sacrifice another creature, like the fungus zombies you will be making. But Ellie will deal 2 damage to target player and gain indestructible until end of turn. She costs 1, a black and a red, and is a 3/1 human survivor. Those are the mechanically unique cards, but let's talk about the other cards in this layer. And first up is Dictate of Erebos, otherwise known as Ellie's Rage. This is a $30 card card in the foil, or $15 in the non-foil. Only seen 2 reprints, just seeing this over a year ago, and it's ranked $9.39 on EDHREC. Final card before the Cordyceps Infected token, we've got Michaeloth. This is a $16 card in the foil, but only $3 in the non-foil. Seen 7 reprints before this, last saw this just under 3 years ago, and it's ranked 2203 on EDHREC. We've got another 2 mechanically unique cards, we've got another 2 pretty decent cards, and then 1 token, so it's another 4 card Lair. This one, if you're looking at the singles, the non-foil is going for $18.76, and the foil is going for $45.12. Financial value for this is a 2 for the non-foil, a 4 with a big fat asterisk for the foil. Looking at playability, all these cards see a ton of play. It remains to be seen, obviously, for the mechanically unique stuff, but Dictative Erebos is great, and Michaeloth sees a decent amount of play too. Art, I gave a 3, just like the previous layer. I don't know if I touched on it, but all the art in all these layers, they all just look like decent sketches and artist renditions of the video games. I wouldn't say anything is super crazy awesome looking, but I don't think anything looks bad either. They just look like the video games, and they're going to get an average score for it. Final rating for this layer is a 3.7 in the non-foil and a 3.8 in the foil. It's got everything that the previous Last of Us Part 1 had going for it in terms of X Factor, with scarcity, less than 4 cards, and mechanical uniqueness. Moving on, we've got Secret Lair Uncharted featuring Nathan Drake. He costs a blue, black, and a red, and is a legendary human rogue with first strike, and he's a 3/2. You may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast spells you don't own or to activate abilities of permanents you control but don't own. Whenever Nathan Drake attacks, exile the top of each player's library. You may cast a spell from among those cards. So stealing is back on the table with this guy, but let's take a look at some of the other cards in this layer. And first up is Midnight Clock. This is $1 in the foil, 25 cents in the non-foil. Seen 11 reprints, last saw this 8 months ago, and it's ranked 536 on EDHREC. Midnight Clock here masquerading as Kings Bay Clock Tower from a part in the game I do not know or remember, because even though I played the first one, I have no recollection of it. After that, we've got El Dorado Sarcophagus, or the Whip of Erebos. It's a $14 card in the foil, but only $7 in the non-foil. Seen 2 reprints, last saw this just over a year ago, and it is ranked 770 on EDHREC. After that, we've got Chain Reaction. This is a $14 card again, but only 20 cents in the non-foil, so a scarcity foil if we ever saw one. Seen 12 reprints, just saw this 2 months ago, and it's ranked 646 on EDHREC. Last up in this layer is Passionate Archaeologist. This is a $20 card in the foil and the non-foil. Only seen 1 reprint before this, last saw it 3 years ago, and it is ranked 1697 on EDHREC. Looking at the stats for this layer, we got $27 in the non-foil, we've got $49 in the foil. If we're looking at the ratings, we've got a 3 for the financial in the non-foil and a 4 in the foil. Playability is a 5. Again, these cards see plenty of play. The other thing to note is that the cards in all of these layers do just play well with their mechanically unique counterparts, so if you're looking to build them as commanders, you're just getting a couple cards that you're going to want to put in that deck. Art, I gave a 3. Again, I just think this is average looking art, nothing crazy. Total rating for this layer is a 4.6 in the non-foil, 4.4 in the foil. Is mechanically unique. We've got outside IP, and we've got nothing bad holding it back except the half point we're going to be taking off for scarcity foils. Up next, we've got Secret Lair God of War Greek. This one is going to be featuring Kratos, God of War. He's going to cost red. He's a god warrior with double strike and is a 2/3. And he says all creatures have haste, and at the beginning of each player's end step, Kratos will deal damage to that player equal to the number of creatures that player controls that didn't attack this turn. So he's trying to force combat. He's trying to force all of my little utility weenies into combat. I don't appreciate it. He's gonna murder them. It's not cool. But let's take a look at the cards in the lair. And first up, we've got Sulfuric Vortex, or Hades' Grip. It's a $1 card in the foil, 50 cents in the non-foil. It's had 6 reprints, and we last saw this just under 3 years ago. Ranked 2818 on EDHREC. After that, we've got Pyrochemia, or Kratos' Rage. This is a $60 scarcity. That is a scarcity foil, I promise. $59 in the foil, $9 in the non-foil. Last saw this just over a year ago. It's seen 3 reprints, and it's ranked 3017 on EDH Rec. After that, we've got World at War, or Battle of Olympus. It's a $20 card in the foil, $6 in the non-foil. Seen 1 reprint before this. Last saw this just under 3 years ago, and it's ranked 4335 on EDH Rec. Last card in this layer is Rite of Flame. It's an $18 card in the foil, but just $5 in the non-foil. Seen 3 reprints, just saw this over a year ago, and it's ranked 767 on EDH Rec. Looking at the stats for this layer, we've got $20.66 in the non-foil, and a whopping, but obviously we had 3 scarcity foil cards, a whopping $98.72 in singles price for the foil. So, looking at the ratings, the non-foil gets a 2, but the foil gets a 5. Look at the big asterisks here. Understand that the gap is going to be a lot smaller between the non-foil and foil secret layer versions of these cards. Playability gets a 3. Yeah, these cards don't see a ton of play. Obviously, there are some niche red decks that would like to see a few of these pieces, but overall, it's not seeing a wider audience. Art, again, I gave a 3. I thought the cards looked good, but nothing to write home about. Total rating for this layer is a 3.8 in the foil and a 4.3 in the non-foil. The foil losing out a bit of points here based on the scarcity foils. Next layer up is Secret Layer God of War Norse, and this is featuring some more partners, although these have partner father and son, so you cannot mix them with the Last of Us ones. First card up is Kratos Stoic Father. Costs 2, a red and a white. Again, is a god warrior, and says whenever you attack with 1 or more gods, and whenever a god dies, you get an experience counter. At the beginning of your end step, put a number of 1/1 counters on target creature equal to the number of experience counters that you have. Next up is Atreus, Impulsive Son, also known as Loki, also known as
Boy, this way, boy.
He costs 1 a blue and a red and is a god archer with reach. He is a 2/4 and has 3 mana, and tapping him, you can draw a card for each experience counter that you have, then discard a card. Atreus deals 2 damage to each opponent. So between the 2 of these, you've got a good way to gain both experience and make your creatures a little bigger, and you've also got a big card draw engine in your command zone if you build around it. Teferi's Ageless Insight is up next, and it's $2 in the foil, $1.60 in the non-foil. Seen 6 reprints, last saw this just under a year ago, and it's ranked 601 on EDH Rec. Also, it looks like it's a dual side card because we have 2 cards called Mimir's Ancient Wisdom, and they're both Teferi's Ageless Insight, and they share the same numbers, 2214. So my bet is that this is a dual face card. I'm not sure why, but yeah, there it is. Final card in this layer is Freya, Queen of the Valkyries, or Erois, God of Victory. This card's $33 in the foil, only $12 in the non-foil. Seen 3 reprints. Last saw this just over a year ago, and it's ranked 1707 on EDH Rec. Looking at the stats, we've got not a lot going on here. We've got $14 in the non-foil. We've got $36 in the foil. That gets us a financial rating of a 1 for the non-foil and a 3 for the foil. Playability is a 5. These cards see a solid amount of play. No arguments here. Art, again, I just gave a 3. Cards are solid looking. Total rating for this layer is a 3.3 in the non-foil and 3.5 in the foil. This one is technically only 4 cards, so it's going to lose just a little more than the previous layer. But next up, we've got Secret Layer Horizon Into the Forbidden West. We've got Aloy, Saver of Meridian. She costs 3, a green and a blue. She is a 3/5 legendary human warrior with vigilance and reach. Has the ability, in you, all things are possible. Whenever 1 or more artifact creatures you control attacked, discover X, where X is the greatest power among them. Basically, you'll attack with a big artifact creature, and then you'll flip cards off the top of your deck until you hit something that is equal to or less than its power. You can cast it right then, or you can just put it in your hand. Pretty neat card, but let's talk about the other stuff that's in this layer. Kicking things off with a classic, we've got Tarian's Soul Cleaver, or Regala's Wrath. This is $1.50 in the foil and the non-foil. Seen 3 reprints. Last saw this just under 2 years ago, and it's ranked 1132 on EDH Rec. After that, we've got Meteor Golem or Thunderjaw. Again, just like a couple cents worth of card, 17 cents in the foil. Seen 17 reprints, just saw it 4 months ago, and it's ranked 708 on EDH Rec. Next, we've got Farseek, and this is $1.30 in the foil, 50 cents in the non-foil. Seen 28 reprints. Last saw this just 2 months ago, ranked 23 on EDH Rec. Rounding out the layer, we've got Blightsteel Colossus or FAS Boar 7 Horus, the main baddie. It's a $48 card in the foil, $35 in the non-foil. This is just an expensive card, y'all. Seen 3 reprints, one of those being a Secret Lair. Just saw this just under 3 years ago, and it's ranked 1130 on EDH Rec. This layer's doing pretty well. We've got $37 for the non-foil, $51 for the foil, which moves us to a financial rating of 4 and 5 for the non-foil and foil respectively. Again, playability is a 5. All these cards see plenty of play. Art, I gave a 3. I really like this layer. I'm probably going to snag this one, but again, yeah, art's just looking good. Personally, I find it appealing, but objectively, I don't know. I think it's just okay. Total score for this layer is a 5.0 for the non-foil and a 5.3 for the foil. Both the non-foil and the foil get half a point for being mechanically unique as well as being outside IPs, bringing it up to a total of a 1 for the X Factor. Yeah, it's a really nice looking layer, especially if you need some of this card. If you need a Blightsteel Colossus, this is a solid way to get one. Oh, we've finally made it to the last layer here in the PlayStation Super Drop, and it's Secret Lair Ghosts of Tsushima, featuring the one, the only Jin Sakai, the Ghost of Tsushima. He costs 1 white, a blue, and a black. He is a 2/4 human samurai and says whenever he deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Whenever a creature you control attacks a player, if no other creatures are attacking that player, choose 1. Standoff, it gains double strike until end of turn, or Ghost, it can't be blocked this turn. This is a really cool commander, and we had something similar in Kamiz, and now I'm going to go throw Kamiz away because Jin is new best friend. But there's a few more cards in this layer, and we got to take a look at them. First up is Path to Exile. It's a $1 card in the non-foil and the foil. We've seen 43 reprints, one of those being a Secret Lair. That's right, just one of those being a Secret Lair. We keep getting Swords to Plowshares, so it is nice to finally get Path again. Welcome back, Path. We missed you. Last saw this a month ago, and it's ranked 15 on EDH Rec. Next card up is Born Upon a Wind, and that's a $3 card in the foil and the non-foil. Saw this just under 2 years ago, and it's ranked 822 on EDH Rec. Ghostly Flicker is up next. This is a $2 card in the foil, 80 cents in the non-foil. Seen 4 reprints just over a year ago, and it's ranked 586 on EDH Rec. Final kind of cool card that they've put in the layer, it's Iganju Castle or Castle Shimura. This is a $100 scarcity foil, or it's just $12 in the non-foil. Seen just 1 reprint before this 4 years ago, and it's ranked 4057 on EDH Rec. Looking at the non-foil, we've got $16.33, but if you look at the foil, it's $105.57. One of these numbers is definitely closer to what is going to be realistic. I dare you to guess which one it is. Anyways, the financial score is a 2 for the non-foil and a big fat asterisk 5 for the foil. Playability is a 4. These cards don't see as much play as the other stuff, but when you're in the right deck, these are certainly useful. Again, just pretty average Sony art here, nothing crazy. Final score for this layer is a 4.1 and a 4.6 in the foil. We're gaining half a point for being outside IP, we're getting half a point for being mechanically unique, and we're losing half a point for the scarcity foil play. And that's it. That's all the Secret Lair Super Drops that are coming out in October. We've got a countdown kit that we need to talk about. We've got a Chaos Vault Dan deck list that we've also got to talk about. And just some other Magicon stuff. So if you like this, if you found this useful, please hit the subscribe button, do the bell thingy if you want to see when those videos come out. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.